Good evening, ladies and gents, I'm the Defective Butcher, and thank you for tuning in to yet another figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Blitzwing. Okay, I'm not really looking forward to doing this figure because triple changer. This thing is going to be really freaking hard to do, so yeah, let's go ahead and start by looking at the box. So on the front we can see I actually ended up getting this guy for 27 bucks, down from 55. I never saw this guy a day before in my local Walmart until I saw him in the clearance section. I was like, well, that's odd. I never actually saw him on the shelf, so what the hey? So I decided to pick him up because $27, not bad for a leader class figure. Although I suspect there's a couple things in here that really inflate the price needlessly, but whatever. Let's go ahead and look at the other sides of the box. So on this side, we can see his other modes, and they look beautiful. And I assure you, they look just as beautiful in person. From certain angles, of course. And then on the back, you see there's 32 steps to get him into the jet mode, and then 41 steps to get him into the tank mode. And then here's the other side. Oh, just looking absolutely beautiful. And, oh, let's just go ahead and do the figure already. And here he is, Blitzwing in all of his absolutely G1 Blitzwing glory. This figure looks fantastic, and the colors and everything, it's just so good. It's hard to express just how much I absolutely love this figure. Transforming it, on the other hand, is a little but in all honesty, I'm really happy to have it, and getting him from one mode to the other is quite the freaking journey, and just being able to do it makes me feel really good, because it is just a little tedious to get him from one mode to the other, but then there's that magic of getting him from this one mode to this completely different third mode, and then just watching like everything just change on it, except for in the third mode, of course, but we'll get into that here in a minute. So the figure will come with quite a few accessories. If you count 5 accessories as accessories, or as quite a few, then yeah, there's quite a few here. You'll get 2 Hulk hands. Yeah, apparently that's just what people call these things. I don't even think he had these in the G1 cartoon. Maybe he did. Let me know if I'm wrong. He comes with 2 guns, and that awesome sword he had. This is excellent, and I really like these things, and you get copious amounts of weapon storage on him at all times, whether it's in his hands or on his back, and it's really nice. So yeah, enough with the accessories. Let's talk about the figure itself. Let's go ahead and get into paint. So the paint apps on this figure are quite nice. There's quite a bit of tan and quite a bit of purple, and some nice yellow and red to contrast it all out, along with these beautiful reflective silvers, and it just all comes together to make this awesome looking Decepticon just really come to life. And he is actually one of my favorite Seekers, not just because he's a triple changer, but because of those badass visors. That badass visor he's got on. Oh yeah, I actually really like the visor design. I think it is freaking neat. And yeah, I think it gives some of the G1 Transformers a little bit of personality, I guess you could say. And yeah, everything on here is painted really well because, of course, it's a first-party Transformer figure, and so like it's a Takara figure, I feel like I should say. And they always do pretty good when it comes to the paint applications. Nothing really scratches. It's meant to be played with by kids and collected by adults. And it's going to look really good on any shelf. And yeah, a lot of the colors are just absolutely beautiful. I can't say he's too terribly accurate to the G1 show, however, but he just looks really freaking good on his own, as his own iteration or whatever, and I guess that's all that counts. So, you know, plus it's a Blitzwing. I really like him. I wish he was a triple changer in the Bumblebee movie, but you know, I digress. Let's go ahead and give paint a gold star, because what we do have is pretty freaking solid. I believe these are molded in their own colors, and then you know, these are painted, obviously. But yeah, everything just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm really happy with the color scheme here. It's very nice. Very nice to look at. Very pleasing to the eyes. The colors on display here. So let's go ahead and talk about detail. As previously mentioned, he's not exactly G1 accurate, but I could easily see this being its own iteration. I'm fairly certain... I can't say that. I actually haven't seen much of a G2 or anything else, so, you know, I don't know if this is accurate to any canon, but, yeah, the details that are here are actually pretty freaking solid. And as previously mentioned, he does come with, you know, all kinds of weapons, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put weapon storage in the detail segment. So, yeah, you can store a gun back here, you could store his sword back here, you can put basically these things anywhere that has these slots. And I feel this also belongs in the detail segment. He is supposed to hold these. Supposed to be able to hold these whole cans. And I don't actually think he ever had anything like this. This is one of the things I was talking about that maybe inflated the price for no flippin' reason. Now he's holding it, but now he's not being correct or whatever. Alright, so there he goes. Now he's holding it. How do you like them apples? Now he's got that, I guess. It looks bad. Apparently that was one of the biggest complaints about him was these things, because they don't really make a whole lot of sense. Especially in one of the modes that was advertised on the box. But we'll get into that there. I love the mechanical details that are on display here. It just looks classic, dude. From all these lines and stuff that's on display. I'm not gonna lie, doing a detail segment on a Transformer is kinda hard. Because there's just so freaking much to look at. Though, because there's a lot of detail here, we're gonna go ahead and give old Blitzwing here a gold star for detail, because it looks great. Also, bunch of guns and a sword. What more could you ask for? So let's go ahead and get into articulation. Ball joint at the head, and of course, that means he can look in a full 360. He can look up about that far, but not down at all. There is a bit of a back and forth hinge thing at the neck. At first I thought that was for the transformation, but no, that's just for the head articulation. So yeah, he can look up pretty naturally, but not down at all. So, you know, it is what it is. Here at the shoulders, he can lift his arm if you move the shoulder pad up. He can move his arm up about that far. Not very far at all, if I'm being honest. And then he can lift his arm out like that. Again, not super far, but good enough for what, you know, most people will be doing, I suppose. And then bicep swivel. The arm can bend at a 90 degree, well, a little more than 90. And then, of course, swivel at the wrist. Very nice indeed. This is one of the few Transformers I have that can actually do a waist swivel, a full 360 waist swivel. It's very nice. I quite enjoy that, quite a bit. It's very good. Not sure what just happened to the camera. I hope that caught on footage. You move this front skirt up like that. It lets him kick about that high. His leg can go back about that far, which is not very far at all. He can do a full spread. Well, almost full spread. I lied a little there. But, you know, don't worry about it. His knee can bend pretty far. Pretty good knee bend. Not gonna lie. And, you know, some details revealed there. Makes it look almost like that was supposed to be a ratchet, maybe. But of course there's nothing there, so who knows? Somebody that has this figure, let me know. Moving right on down to the ankle. His heel can move inward, and his toes, if you detach this, can move down. And of course, that's more for the transformation later, if my camera will focus. These corners are very sharp, so be careful. And then, of course, the most beautiful ankle pivot you will have ever seen in your entire freaking existence. Posing this guy is a freaking joy, dude. I love messing about with this guy. It's just really fun getting him from tank to jet and then to robot again. Speaking of which, after I give this guy a gold star for articulation, because the articulation, fantastic as previously mentioned, the alt modes are also fantastic, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just as a quick side note, one thing I just discovered, apparently, the arm can apparently go up about that high. So, yeah, bonus points to articulation for actually having that. So, yay, onward with the transformation. One thing you should also bear in mind is it is important to actually do the head if you're going to transform this guy. You're also going to want to carefully attach this little pig thing into that hole, like so. Use your finger or something to act as a support, and then once it's in there, you plug that in, like so. And there we have Blitzwing's tank mode. This thing looks absolutely fantastic as a tank, and I love that the tan is the primary color here. It just looks so good here, and I honestly couldn't be happier about it. And you might have noticed I flipped his head around, and that's just because his face is visible through this little crack here. And this roadmap of an instruction booklet doesn't clarify that at all. So, hey, there we go. Now you don't have to see his face peering out at you whenever he's in vehicle mode and break your immersion when playing with this thing. So, one of the many benefits of having holes everywhere is weapon storage. Holy crap, this thing can store all the weapons you could possibly want him to, because he's got these peg holes everywhere. And then once you're ready with these things, you can actually turn these into cannons. Bam. And just like that, you got cannons to slap onto the side of the turret. Like so. Haha, and then you can do that on either side, and it'll look pretty freaking neat. But also, wait, there's more. You can slap. Hold up. Get out the way. Get out the way, man. You can slap that in there, and then bam, you got even more guns. So, yay! Everybody's just having a jolly good time because Blitzwing is coming through with all the guns because he is the most American character on this entire show, apparently. Anyway, transformation from robot to jet mode, or from robot to tank mode rather. 10 out of 10. I go ahead and give that a gold star because that was actually enjoyable. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the jet mode, shall we? And there you have Blitzwing's jet mode. And in all honesty, it looks pretty freaking rad from the top. I love that the primary color shifted from tan to purple, and that's because all the tan is down here hanging out, all by its lonesome. So yeah, in case you haven't guessed, the jet mode is kibble galore. My lord, that is so much kibble. You could probably keep your dog fed for a good long while based on how much kibble is present here. Oh, it is a little aggravating. I'm sure they could have figured something out with this, but then that would have probably raised the price up beyond $55. And honestly, I'm not about that. So here we are. We have this, and it's alright. It's alright. I can't be too mad at it. It does look fine enough. Definitely not my favorite jet mode. I will say, however, I really enjoy the color combinations on display here. Transformation, gold star. It was very fun, actually. Biggest reason I was so hesitant to start this thing is just because I know it's a lot to get through, to get from one form to the other. But hey, I managed to do it. Even if I had to go back and redo a few steps. Whoops. I ended up there in the end, and that's all that matters. Oh, and landing gear. No rolling wheel, though. Only rolly wheels you get here are on the tank treads. And honestly, that's all you need. So yeah, gold star. I really like this thing. If you can find this thing in your local Walmart, go for it. Or if you can find them online, go for it. He's very fun to transform. I'm sure they have recolors of this and just gave him some other secret names. So, you know, whatever. So I guess, all in all, I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing gold stars all around. Gold star for my personal enjoyment and gold star for overall review. Because honestly, I do really like this figure. I think it's very fun, and I think everybody else would actually end up really liking it. Because it is fun to get it from one mode to the other. Well, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, let me know down below. Do you have this figure? What do you think of it? Let me know down below as well. And yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.